the basic handling of the game. In case you would like to reread parts of the introduction or other messages regarding the game, please see the log. In the center of the screen, you can see your in-game character, the avatar that represents you in the game. Select him or her with the left mouse button. Selected characters are marked by a colored circle around them. Your own characters have green circles. Friendly or neutral NPCs have blue ones, and enemy characters are shown in red circles. On the bottom left, you see the selection window. Place your mouse over it to get more information on the currently selected characters. You can move the viewing area to have a look around the world. Either use the directional buttons on your keyboard or just move the mouse pointer to the edge of the screen. Or you can keep the right mouse button pressed while moving the mouse. Black areas are still undiscovered. These parts of the map will only become visible once you've sent your own units there. The mini-map in the right bottom corner also shows the already explored area of the map you are currently on. Green dots on the mini-map represent your own units and buildings. The blue dots stand for friendly and neutral units and buildings. And the red ones represent the enemies. You can select the avatar anytime just by left-clicking the avatar portrait in the upper left corner. A right-click centers the viewing area on him or her. Try it. Center the viewing area on the avatar by right-clicking on his or her portrait in the left upper corner. Good. You can move the viewing area around and also change the distance from the ground. To do this, either use the mouse wheel or the page up and page down buttons of your keyboard. Click on the mouse wheel until the view changes into Pursuer's perspective. Good. If you keep the right mouse button pressed now, you can freely change the direction of view with the mouse. In the Pursuer's perspective, you can also operate your avatar directly with the directional buttons or the WASD keys. Simply press the T button to quickly go back to the default isometric view. Give it a try. In this view, you can only move your avatar around the world by clicking on your mouse. Make sure your avatar is selected and then right-click on the glowing mark in the landscape. Slightly to the east, an enemy just appeared. It's time you faced your first combat. Make sure your avatar is selected, then right-click on your opponent to attack him. Your avatar then fights the enemy on his or her own. Very good. You succeeded and gathered experience points. You'll get experience for completing tasks, defeating enemy camps, and for victories over especially powerful opponents. Select your avatar now. The selection window at the lower edge shows a bar for the experience points you've gained. It won't be long until you reach the next level. Yet another enemy has shown up. Your brother is in trouble. Help him. Congratulations! You've gained experience and have reached a higher level. If you place the mouse over a unit, its level is shown above it. With each rise in level, you can further develop your skills. Can you see the plus sign on the right of the screen? Click on it. In these menus, you can see your avatar with his or her equipment on the left, and the skill tree on the right. With each new level, you can invest 1 point into your skills. The skill tree is subdivided into the branches Combat and Magic. You can change the view by clicking on one of the 2 buttons. Each skill has 3 levels you need to learn before you can go on to learn more developed skills. Skills you're not allowed to learn yet are marked in gray. Many skills allow the avatar to carry better equipment. Others give him or her additional special abilities or spells. Place the mouse over the different skills for more information. You don't have to concentrate on combat or magic forever. With each new level, you can decide on which of the 2 directions your avatar needs to develop further. Now, assign the point you won to either combat or magic. Very good. A 1 now appears in the skill icon, indicating that you have now achieved the first rank in this particular skill. In the window next to the skill tree, the equipment window, you can see that your avatar's health points and mana have risen too. Mana is the magical power you need to cast spells. Close the equipment menu by clicking on the bag at the top left. Your brother Ball has joined you. He'll accompany you as a so-called hero. Heroes are permanent travel companions who, like your avatar, belong to the bloodline of the Shaikan. Heroes themselves do not gather experience, but they usually rise 1 level when their avatar rises. They are always on a comparably lower level than the avatar, but nevertheless, they're his or her strongest allies. Keep the left mouse button pressed and move the mouse to draw a frame around your avatar and your hero to select them both. Send them further on to the east until they reach the gate. As soon as you've selected an enemy, buttons for all the possible actions will appear underneath the portraits of your units. This is called and for attack by clicking the buttons for attack under their portraits. The glow effect around the corpse means that the opponent has loot on him. Make sure that either your avatar or Boar are around, and then right-click on the glowing opponent. The little window that has just opened shows the opponent's loot. Pick up the 2 objects by clicking. Well done! The objects you captured are now in your inventory. To check your inventory, open the equipment window again by clicking on the button in the upper left corner. On the right side of the equipment window, there are 3 buttons with which you can open and close the inventory, the spellbook, and the skill tree. Now, open your inventory by clicking on the topmost of the 3 buttons in the equipment window. A little earlier, you captured 2 weapons that are now stored in the inventory. If you place your mouse over them, you'll see detailed information. The magic wand casts magical missiles on your enemies. It doesn't consume mana, but its magic is weaker than the spells the avatar can learn. The dagger, however, is better than the knife the avatar currently uses. Equipment objects like these weapons require a certain level, and often also certain skills. Objects you cannot use at the moment are marked in red. Left-click on the usable object to pick it up with the mouse. Then equip the object with another left click into the equipment slot for the right hand of your avatar. With a left click, you put the knife your avatar wore before into the inventory. Then close the inventory and the equipment window. Now go with Ball and follow the path.
What the?
Leah, sister!
She stopped breathing. Quick, we need to perform the ritual.
Your sister Leah has been killed. As a Shaikan, you have the possibility to resurrect your siblings in blood. Leah now belongs to your heroes. But hurry, select her body before her portrait fully turns into a skull. Underneath the portraits of Ball and your avatar, resurrect buttons appear. Click on one of them before Leah's portrait turns into a skull. If your avatar or a hero dies, then another member of the group can resurrect the dead character this way, as long as there are no enemies close by. You also have to react quickly. If the portrait of the dead character or your avatar's portrait fully turns into a skull, the game ends. Your avatar can also summon his or her heroes from any place on the map, as long as none of them are entangled in a fight. Use your avatar's ability to summon Leah. In order to do this, select Leah and click on the Summon Hero symbol underneath the avatar portrait.
Thank you.
Who are these fellows? They carry the banners of the Dark Elves, but look at their hair and their eyes.
Their language was also the language of Dark Elves.
According to their symbols, they seem to be part of a larger group.
There was something about them. Something dark and cold.
We must get back to the fortress as fast as we can.
First, take some more equipment from the chest close to my house. Then we'll leave for the fortress.
You have received a new quest. Open your quest book by clicking on the book symbol in the upper left corner. You have to solve main quests in order to move on in the story of SpellForce 2, Shadow Wars. Side quests are optional, but they'll give you additional experience and precious rewards. And now it's time to dedicate yourself to the current quest called The Pact Attacks. Click on the quest title to get a more detailed description. If a certain place on the map belongs to a quest, you'll see a golden dot appear on the mini-map as soon as you've selected the quest in the quest book. Read through the quest details, then close the quest book again and fight your way on through with Ball and Leah. Congratulations! You've risen to level 3. Your heroes rose together with you and have also reached level 3. Leah has improved her skills in magic and learned a spell. Open up the equipment window again and select Leah's portrait in there. Now open Leah's spellbook. In order to do this, click on the middle one of the 3 buttons on the right side of the equipment window. Your avatar and your heroes each have their own spellbook. They contain their spells and special abilities they learned, along with gaining new skills. When your avatar or hero rises in levels, their acquired spells and abilities will automatically become more powerful. The empty line in the upper part of the spellbook is the spell memory. Your avatar and your heroes can only use the spells and abilities in their spell memory. With a click of the mouse, take up the spell called Flash from Leah's spellbook. Then put it, with another click, into a slot of Leah's spell memory. Excellent! This way, you can always change the currently usable choice of spells and abilities of your avatar and your heroes. Now close the spellbook and the equipment window, and then select Leah. As you can now see, an actions bar with the Flash spell is displayed below for Leah. The use of spells and special abilities costs mana, which will regenerate. Underneath the green bar for the health points in the selection window, you can see a blue bar for mana. Make sure Leah is selected. Left-click on the spell Flash in the actions bar, and then left-click again on the account behind the gate.